Whether you're managing a small practice or working entirely on your own, getting reliable support can be a game changer for your work-life balance, efficiency, and peace of mind. Hi, I'm Peter Kramer, Digital Communications Coordinator with the State Bar of Wisconsin, and I'm joined by Jody Cooper, a solo practitioner and owner of Cooper Law Office in Milton, Wisconsin. Jody is presenting on this topic at the upcoming State Bar of Wisconsin Solo and Small Firm Conference, October 17th to the 19th at the Kalahari Resort in Wisconsin Dells. And we're thrilled to have her here with us to discuss why getting help is so important for solo and small firm attorneys and how to find the support that works for you. Welcome, Jody.
I'm attorney Jody Cooper. I graduated from Marquette Law School in 1995. I worked for a couple of larger offices and then mostly small or solos for the rest of my practice. And I currently have a solo practice in Rock County. I also teach legal studies at Madison College, and I've been teaching since 2002. So I've been doing both of those for quite some time. I'm a true solo, and when I need assistance from a tech or a paralegal, I'm like everybody else. I'm looking who I can get to do the job that is worth value and can do it in the right time.
Very good. So you're kind enough to share some of your wisdom with us at the upcoming Wisconsin Solo and Small Firm Conference. I was hoping you could just tell us in brief, your session is called Getting Help, Virtual, Remote, or Part-Time Staff, right? So I was hoping you could just tell us just kind of briefly, what is the focus of your session?
Yeah, so this is a section by the solo small firm and general practice section of the State Bar. I've been on the board for about a year and a half as the secretary, and we each take turns writing a blog for the section, and we generally focus them on topics that are trending in rural areas, or for attorneys practicing in rural areas, or where attorneys are working remotely with not a lot of help real close by. So the blog I wrote was about reaping the benefits of remote paralegals or assistants, and the benefits of that, how ethics applies. And that blog was kind of piqued some interest. And so that's how we got started being asked to do this section. And I'm presenting with Ashley, and Ashley owns VA Racks, my VA Racks. And so she's going to be joining me. She's certainly got the background with getting those paralegals ready to serve remote attorneys as well.
For solo and small firm attorneys, obviously it's a small operation. And so I guess what's great about this session is it's going to get into a little bit about how you can find help when you need it. So I was wondering if you could just tell us a little bit about the value of this session. What do you think attorneys will get out of it by attending?
Sure. I've had a lot of discussions with either smaller firms or solos where they're overworked, but they either don't have the budget or the work to have a full-time paralegal or legal assistant. And so what they do is get on that wheel and they start running as hard and fast as they can to keep up at the chance of losing family time and health and fun. So by having a solution like this, we can avoid some of that burnout. The attorneys become more efficient because they're working on legal matters, they're practicing law, and the legal assistants are working on keeping up with the latest tech, e-filing rules, filing, managing calendars, things like that, so that it opens up time for the attorney. Now, that may be time that the attorney takes to get new business, or it may be time to go back and share more time with the family, or get physically fit, or just spend some time doing something fun.
Definitely, that sounds good. It sounds good to anybody, right? So maybe could you go into just a little bit of detail about what options are available to attorneys who are looking for additional help? I know the title kind of outlines virtual, remote, part-time. Would you mind kind of ticking off what some of these options are?
Sure. And I think there's really an option out there for everyone. So there's a variety of ways to do this. The one is to certainly share a legal assistant or paralegal with another solo, even if you're not in the same office suite, where the paralegal or legal assistant um, is only working part time for the first attorney and they need a full time income. Of course, we've got to watch out about the ethical rules, conflict of interest, and these legal assistants and paralegals still have to be supervised by the attorneys. So we watch out for those ethical things. So that's one of the, I would say, the least heavy lift is finding someone who's got a paralegal who's good, has a good track record, but needs a few more hours in each week. Next, on the other end of the spectrum are like Ashley's firm, where they get folks in and train them as paralegals in particular areas, and then make sure that they match them up with the correct attorney or office. And then in between is maybe we talk about rural attorneys not having maybe the courthouse nearby where all of the offices are around it, where you can easily share a paralegal like that. The remote option is whether it's using a large firm that sets you up with that, or you just find somebody else in Wisconsin who wants to take on a few hours as the paralegal. And you need a shared calendar, you need a way to transfer files safely and securely, and a way to organize your files as well. So, file sharing, um, case management, document management, that kind of thing. So, and then some options to fill in there in between. So it could be just taking on an assistant part time, um, uh, and that could be in office or remote. It could be taking on someone that's full time or almost full time remotely, or working through an organization that can help you get matched with the right assistants.
In your experience, or in what you've looked, what you would be presenting at the session, are there particular benefits or challenges to some of these options that you could maybe just tell us a little bit about?
Yeah, I think what I see as a benefit is a challenge to someone else. It's getting the right hardware and software to be able to work with someone remotely. You're going to need those security features, as I mentioned. And for a solo, it may be a practitioner who doesn't have a lot of tech savvy ideas, or isn't one to go in and just try things out. So that could be a challenge. But the good part of it is if you're working with a legal assistant or paralegal that's been working in the field, they can help you with that. Generally, when I talk with solos and small firms and attorneys around the area, they're always working to try to keep up with the minimum requirements of technology. And I find by teaching that our graduates coming out of the program, and dare I say, those who have been in the field less long, um, can get after that technology a little bit more quickly, test them out and find the correct one to use for the situation. So I think technology is both a challenge and a benefit, either with a part-time assistant or a remote one. And having those minimum qualifications of technology, it is a cost to the office too, unless you've got it set up already. Hopefully, most people do that kind of document security and calendaring and such. But it's going to be a bit of outlay of money and time initially. But it's one of those things. If you do that initially, from then on, hopefully you've freed up your time. You've got the tech set up. You've got someone who can help, and you don't have to fill your calendar every single minute of the week.
Do you have any thoughts or tips or solutions for an attorney to help them effectively sort of delegate work to additional staff?
Yeah, and I think my answer is what solo and small firms are used to. It's talk to somebody. Is talk to your colleagues, whether you're at the conference or another conference and you're networking, or you're at the courthouse, and ask them, do you have a paralegal? How many? What are they doing? Are you connected? Are you using remote assistance? How are you doing it? What tech are you using? It's a cost a lot of money, a lot of setup. And I think that's your best answer, is talking. Going to the solo small firm and general practice conference, it's all about that. The networking is the best part of it. The sessions are great, but networking is great. Talk to people about what they're doing that works. You may also find that there are some folks doing it that they haven't quite figured a part of it out that you can figure out and then make it a total solution for yourself.
Those are great tips. And I know I was going to ask you for any other tips or takeaways from your session that attorneys might learn. Is there anything else from your session that as a tip or a takeaway that you might recommend for an attorney?
Yeah, I would say, collect your information, do your research like you would for anything else, keep the ethical rules in mind, and start small. If you want to give just, sending documents out to be drafted or something like that to start with, or if it doesn't work with one particular solution, try another. But I'm still going to go back to talking to folks. Those large scale models of remote assistance can talk to you about your needs and such like that. Also talk to, the courts are using remote assistance for hearings and trials, and being able to go look at the technology is helpful. So I guess my takeaway is don't be afraid of this, because in the meantime, you're burning yourself out, and you're less time with family, not healthy, that kind of thing. And if you put a little bit of this time and money in the front end, it's like anything else we do. You got to set up the system. Once you got the system, hopefully everything runs smoothly after that. And that's really our takeaway from this session with Ashley is we can do this for you. We can tell you and show you how to do this. You don't have to have an 800 lawyer firm with all the tech to do this. It can be done very simply. And actually, you can get somebody up and running pretty quickly as well.
Well, it sounds like something that anybody who's attending the Wisconsin Solo and Small Firm Conference would definitely be it would be well worth their time to check this one out, especially if they're feeling like you said they're not finding enough time for that work-life balance, or that they're just constantly treading water.
Yeah, it might not have been something we would have thought of 4 or 5 years ago so much, but everybody knows the tech now, the teleconferencing and such. So it's a little bit easier to think of using remote help now, I think.
You're speaking at the Wisconsin Solo and Small Firm Conference. You've attended it in the past. Do you have any advice for solo or small firm attorneys who are considering attending? Things that surprise you about the conference? That why do you come back?
Yeah, I think the solo conference is so unique that you've got folks who are there to meet you and network with you. When we're going to other conferences, lots of folks come from one office and they kind of stick together and they kind of move around in a module. But the solo conference is all about talking to others. And so the folks that have been going for years and years and years still go to talk to people. They go to talk to newer attorneys about what they're doing, what might be trending. They talk to those who've been practicing for a while. They talk to judges and district attorneys and civil lawyers and anybody that's there. And the social time, the networking time is fantastic. Some great activities, some definitely years of knowledge you can tap into there. And the sessions are fantastic too, but really focus on walking up to somebody and talking to them. That's why they're there.
Well, I think that's a great space or place to leave it. We've been talking with Jody Cooper, who's presenting on getting help, virtual, remote, or part-time staff. And she and her co-presenter will be at the Wisconsin Solo and Small Firm Conference this month, October 17th to the 19th in Wisconsin Dells. Thank you so much again for chatting with us.
Yes, I hope to see lots of folks there.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.